AI Tom. You ask, he answers. Here's AI Tom.
This is the 8th and final episode of Ask AI Tom. We have 2 questions to get to. Question 1 comes from George Martinez. He wants a rundown of the studio equipment and recording techniques. Okay, so here's the drums set up in the drum booth. We talked about this in episode 6. Check it out. The drummer has headphones and a video monitor. The video monitor is connected to a camera in the main studio. So now the drummer can see and hear the other band members. Behind those pillows is my 69 Super Reverb, mic'd up with a CAD Ecotech 100 mic. The amps are located in a makeshift isolation booth. Here's the late 1970s Yamaha bass amp. I take a cable from the record out jack on the back of it into a preamp in the recording interface. We typically do a rough vocal while recording the drums, guitars, and bass. Then we use the makeshift isolation booth to record the final vocals. Okay, now we're ready to record the drums, bass, guitar, and a rough vocal. So let's look at the recording interface and computer stuff. Here's the Mackie Onyx Blackbird Firewire recording interface with 8 Onyx mic preamps. Channels 1 and 2 have inserts on them. I like to insert a tube compressor when recording vocals. It has a Firewire output that connects to the computer. Below is a PreSonus Digimax D8 with 8 Xmax preamps. This is synced with the Blackbird by an optical cable that comes out of the PreSonus ADAT jack and then into the Blackbird ADAT jack. Now we have 16 decent preamps. The computer was made by a company called Rane, which unfortunately doesn't exist anymore. However, these computers were made specifically for recording. The recording software I use is Cubase Artist 6. You might say, Tom, you only have a 16-track setup. Well, yes and no. We can only record 16 tracks at a time, but as far as overdubs go, with the Cubase software, we can have up to 64 tracks. And that's way more than anyone needs. The active studio monitors are JBL LSR 4300s. They are connected directly into the computer and into my Mackie 16-8 analog mixing board. The speakers on top of them are a high-end home audio speaker made by Mirage and are powered from the headphone amp. I like to listen to my mix through the studio monitors and the home audio speakers, switching back and forth between the two. The headphone amp is a Furman HA-6A. And we have a Furman HR-2 remote station. Okay, so now we have a song completed. The levels on all the tracks are right where we want them. All the mutes and unmutes are where we want them, and they are all automated. So I guess we're done, right? Well, no. I like to get my final mix out of the computer. I think doing this warms it up. So I take the left and right main outputs from the computer interface into 2 channels of the Mackie 16-8 analog mixing board. These are panned hard left and hard right. I also add a touch of EQ on the overall mix at this point. From the mixing board, I send these 2 channels into an Art Pro VLA tube compressor. Then I come out of the compressor and into my Alesis Master Link. Once in the Master Link, I can burn a CD. So now I have my final mix. For mastering, I copy the mixed songs from the CD to the computer and master them using Steinberg Wavelab software. And finally, I burn a mastered CD. Ooh, all done. Question 2 comes from Alex Van Halen. He asks, what are the legal AI Tom, using Real Cloth Records.